Joe Rogan recently picked up on a crucial detail in 50 Cent's documentary that almost nobody had noticed before. At first glance, it seemed insignificant, but once all the pieces are connected, it becomes clear that the situation goes far deeper than people originally believed. According to this perspective, it's not just Diddy who may be responsible. After the announcement of Season 2 of 50's documentary series, several major figures within the entertainment industry reportedly became nervous. In this video, we're going to break down every individual Joe mentioned, as well as the powerful elites allegedly connected to these crimes, beginning with Diddy and moving upward through the hierarchy.
There's also like people that are elites, and that's their thing. Like their thing is to do something that is horrible, and it's not available to other people. So it's like, I think there's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power, and then what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is what else is taboo? What else is forbidden? Like all this Diddy shit out. Like,
I was just gonna say, doesn't that sound topical?
Jesus Christ! The first day of the trial, did you pay attention to any of that stuff? I looked at it for like 10 minutes this morning, and I was like, I gotta stop. I can't look at this.
Well, what freaks me out is the people sitting in the courtroom listening to it.
Right.
And there's a wide spectrum of people that are getting subjected to it, and you just sit there and go,
yeah, well, not only that, how about the fact that this guy was running this for decades? He was doing this for decades to who knows how many fucking people, and everybody was scared to talk about it because he'd have them killed.
Joe Rogan uncovered a hidden detail in 50 Cent's documentary that most viewers completely overlooked. When you start connecting the dots, it paints a picture that suggests Diddy wasn't acting alone. With the reveal of Season 2 of 50's documentary, some of the biggest and most influential names in the industry are now said to be concerned about what could come out next. In this video, we'll explore everyone Joe Rogan pointed out and examine the high-level figures who were allegedly involved, starting with Diddy and working all the way to the top.
For not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool.
We wearing a t-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
The guy's good. The guy's good, y'all. Let's give it up for him.
I appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
That situation has now changed. After spending more than a year behind bars, Diddy reportedly reached out to the White House seeking a presidential pardon. However, according to reports, Donald Trump quickly rejected the request and shut the idea down entirely.
I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years.
Not anymore. Following over a year of incarceration, Diddy is said to have formally requested a pardon from the White House. The response was immediate, as Donald Trump reportedly made it clear that there would be no pardon and no intervention on Diddy's behalf.
He used to really like me a lot. I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact.
Things are no longer the same. After being imprisoned for more than a year, Diddy allegedly attempted to secure a pardon through the White House. That attempt was reportedly dismissed outright, with Donald Trump refusing to entertain the idea.
Diddy's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. I think he's probably going to get
think he's insane, though?
I don't know. I don't even think it matters. I mean, it's a lot of it is.
But then it's just another Epstein.
There's
it's Ghislaine Maxwell, where
there's
somebody indicted and nobody else indicted for kids to
right
no
to
one.
To no one. Right. We're like, what is the next crazy thing that's going to explode in the news? Is Bill Clinton's going to have an OnlyFans? Like, what is going to happen? What is the next thing that's going to make us all go, what the like, what the is going on?
It's coming. You know,
how many guys were on video saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party"? How many people like openly talked about being there?
LeBron?
Yeah, how Ashton Kutcher, all these people. Like, you guys all went. You didn't see nothing? You didn't see nothing?
Yeah.
That chapter appears to be closed. After serving over a year in prison, Diddy is said to have asked the White House for a pardon. According to accounts, Donald Trump denied the request, effectively shutting down any possibility of early release or political assistance.
How does it go on for so long You know, when we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, he's going to run, oh, he's not. It's the reason why these type of people get caught up. They always been telling they bigger than the law because they part of the law, you know? And as you know, all these people get targeted.
This isn't being treated as a random or baseless accusation. For years, there have been rumors suggesting that Diddy may have acted as an informant, using his position and influence within the industry. Suge Knight, who has been incarcerated for years, has claimed that many people in the streets already suspected this. According to him, Diddy's behavior, particularly the way he allegedly drugged people and pressured them for information, raised red flags and led others to believe he was cooperating with authorities.
They'll let you do crimes long as you don't do no murders and stuff like that. They'll let you go around and pay you to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for an FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them and investigators. Those investigators were former officers. So all of them in the backyard in Diddy bed together.
According to this narrative, this is only the beginning of a much larger story. The individual who was closest to Diddy throughout nearly his entire career was his former bodyguard, Gene Deal. Gene has claimed that he personally witnessed Diddy interacting directly with government officials. According to him, Diddy was operating as a confidential informant for the federal government. His confidence didn't come from power or fame alone, but from knowing he was protected. He wasn't untouchable because of influence, he was untouchable because he was useful. As long as Diddy continued providing intelligence, there was allegedly no incentive for federal authorities to pursue him. This is the part many people overlook. Diddy, like Jeffrey Epstein, wasn't just acting alone. According to these claims, they were working for someone else.
Diddy was rogue, or Diddy was like a Epstein type, working for somebody?
That's a good question. Well, it would be a great way to compromise celebrities. Yeah. And get them to say whatever you want them to do, get them to do whatever projects you'd like them to do. And, you know, if you're a bunch of other celebrities are there, you're like, oh, look, Bill Clinton's here. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is cool. Look at this. Like, Brad Pitt's here. Oh, this is cool. You don't even think there's anything wrong with being there. Meanwhile, you're getting drugged up and filmed. And then they're passing out punch. Have some punch, Aaron. And you have some punch, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm feeling really good. I just feel amazing. You're all mollied up. You don't know what the you're doing. Probably a combination of things they give you.
And it's all being filmed.
Crazy. Now, if that's not an intelligence agency operation, it's just one evil super genius who figures out how to compromise everybody by providing this crazy freak off party. Everybody's got to put their phones away. Okay, we're going to put our phone away. No one's going to know anything. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get cameras everywhere. It's just one guy doing that. What a diabolical human being.
Yeah.
He seems pretty diabolical.
He's probably working with somebody or for somebody.
Joe Rogan reportedly laid out what he believed to be Diddy's entire strategy. After watching 50 Cent's documentary, everything finally fell into place in a way that hadn't happened before. Some alleged victims in Diddy's case gave sworn testimony stating that other individuals were present during the so-called freak-offs, yet no additional names were ever introduced in court. That raised serious questions. Rogan reportedly recognized the same pattern he had previously seen in the Jeffrey Epstein case, with similarities that matched almost perfectly.
It's like there was always so much East Coast, West Coast shit that's still like in the zeitgeist, you know, like with Biggie and Tupac, and they're all hating at each other, and they both got. There was a lot going on, and then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved and Suge Knight was involved.
Speaking of, I think Suge Knight's the one who said that thing I just thought of.
What thing?
About that they were there to delete stuff.
Well, if he really was filming everybody,
Let me see.
I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said Luke from 2 Live Crew?
Yeah, he said he was to leave early.
Yeah, when Luke from 2 Live Crew is leaving early, like, you got a wild party. What if what's happening is too f***ed up for Luke from 2 Live Crew? Like, check, please. There's so many different stories.
This is where the narrative becomes even more disturbing. According to these claims, Diddy wasn't only involved in collecting information or leverage on people. He was allegedly connected to acts of violence and even murder. When blackmail wasn't enough to get what he wanted, violence was allegedly used instead. Supporters of this theory argue that evidence presented in 50 Cent's documentary backs this up. The deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. are often cited as the clearest examples.
You think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was going to go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue, because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New Yorkers commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, we did, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit. The 4th issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How'd I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed.
According to this account, Diddy didn't just warn Tupac, he allegedly ordered hits on him on 2 separate occasions. The first incident occurred nearly 2 years before Tupac's death. On November 30th, 1994, Tupac was shot multiple times during a robbery at Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan as he arrived for a late-night session. Police officially labeled it a robbery, yet none of Tupac's jewelry or valuables were taken. Tupac later stated in interviews that he believed Diddy was behind the shooting. Many argue that if someone is shot but nothing is stolen, it strongly suggests the attack was a targeted hit rather than a robbery.
My favorite thing about 50 Cent's Netflix Diddy documentary is how he built a timeline off of this information. And one of my favorite parts of this documentary is them really getting into the timeline of events when it comes to Tupac and Biggie. And it really gives us a lot of perspective from people that were close to the situation, and a lot of people allege in this documentary that they believe that Diddy was very jealous of Tupac. And they pretty much go through everything from the Quad incident and Tupac believing that Puffy was behind it, like he said in the Vibe interview, and they lay out this whole timeline of the downfall happening perfectly, in my opinion. We are even hearing from Greg Kading, the detective that worked on Tupac and Biggie's case in this documentary. He is the investigator that did that proffer agreement with Keefe D way back in 2008, where Keefe D alleged that Diddy tried to offer him $1 million to take out Tupac and Suge Knight. And Tupac's trial with Keefe D is coming up very soon in early 2026, and we know that Diddy's name has been dropped at least 200 times during these proceedings already. So this is one case that I am definitely waiting for and I am going to cover. In Keefe D's 2008 proffer agreement, statement, he alleged that Diddy's friend Zip Martin is the one that gave him the weapon that was used to take out Tupac. And KPD told the investigator Greg Kading that Zip Martin had a special compartment to keep this weapon in his car that he drove to Las Vegas. And in this documentary, we have Greg Kading confirming that Zip Martin did drive the same type of vehicle that KPD alleged to Las Vegas this night. And then during this documentary, we heard from the former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burroughs, who alleged during this time, Diddy had him hiring a whole bunch of people and getting cars to drive to Las Vegas. And he is now very curious into why Diddy wanted to do this. And he said, in his opinion, he now believes that Diddy was behind taking out Tupac.
Tupac reportedly understood the message and believed Diddy was sending a warning. Challenge me, and this is what happens. At the same time, the fact that Diddy faced no consequences for the Quad Studios shooting was seen as another message that he would never be held accountable. Sadly, that perception appeared to become reality. Nearly 2 years later, on September 13, 1996, Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. That event reshaped the hip-hop world forever and, according to some, helped clear the path for Diddy's rise to dominance.
New developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York. Sean P. Diddy Combs. Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
50 Cent's documentary didn't just provide Joe Rogan with speculation. It allegedly presented material that made the situation impossible to ignore. The documentary reportedly included witness statements and video footage that even law enforcement had not previously obtained. As a result, a renewed investigation into Tupac's murder has reportedly begun. Tupac's family is said to have hired attorney Alex Spiro to review the accusations and evidence. Additionally, an officer who originally worked on Tupac's case commented publicly, stating that a full reopening of the investigation was expected.
They did what they needed to do in this documentary. The whole objective of this documentary was to blame it all on Diddy. The devil made me do it, blame it all on Diddy, and the rest of the industry is nothing like this. Like when Curtis Jackson sat there in his interview with Robin and sat there and said, I did this because I don't want people thinking that the hip hop community is okay with this kind of behavior. I don't want them thinking that, we're just going to be silent while all of this is going on. Like, we're okay with this kind of behavior. And my thing is huh? So now you speaking for all of hip hop, and all of hip hop is uncomfortable with this. Meanwhile, you got people like Ja Rule who, on the low key, allegedly, Gene Deal has exposed for having his own nude tryst freak-offs.
Jaguar Wright, who has long been connected to both Jay-Z and Diddy, publicly stated what many others were afraid to say. According to her, Diddy's celebrity allies and political connections have completely abandoned him. At this stage, she claims Diddy is being positioned as a scapegoat for the wider entertainment industry. The blame is being placed solely on him so others can distance themselves and deny responsibility. As a result, Diddy is now isolated, and his career is effectively finished.
It's really wild, man. Evil is a real thing, you know? Nobody wants to believe, because if you believe in the devil, right? If you believe in Satan, you believe in something that's silly. Like most people a lot of people believe in God. If you ask people, do you believe in God? Yeah, well, I'm not religious, but I believe in God. Okay, well, do you believe in the devil? Most people will say no. But do you believe in evil acts? Well, yeah, well, people certainly do evil things. Well, where do you think that comes from? If evil is real, what is it about us that makes us want to deny the possibility that there's some nefarious force that is in human beings, that influences human beings? It's not as simple as like some people are bad, some people are good. No, maybe evil is a real element that you have to fight in life. And that maybe this is just something that's been documented all throughout history, but our arrogance and our secular society wants to keep us from recognizing that as an actual factor. And that's why it gets through.
Jaguar Wright, known for her outspoken comments and connections to Jay-Z and Diddy, doubled down on her claims. She asserted that Diddy's powerful friends and political allies have left him behind to protect themselves. In her view, the industry is using Diddy as a fall guy, pinning all wrongdoing on him while pretending others had no involvement. According to her, Diddy now stands alone, abandoned by the very system that once protected him, with his career in ruins. Joe Rogan didn't just analyze Diddy's individual case, he pointed out a broader pattern. After 50 Cent's documentary laid out the details, it became apparent to many that this situation extends far beyond one person. The evidence and connections suggest a much larger network at play. Now, the question everyone is asking is not whether more information will come out, but who will be exposed next.